Today we are talking about how to create heatless curls or waves. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are just so anti-heat that they feel all their hair's going to come off. So this is something that, is a combination of techniques and tools you're going to need. First thing is I would suggest my anti-static vent brush, right? And the link is in the description, shop.thesalonguy.com. This is an anti-static vent brush, ideal for combing out knots. You want to make sure you have no knots. Secondly, I would spray in my 25 spray, which has 25 benefits. This is ideal for detangling because you want to make sure you have no tangles in your hair. Now, when do you do this process? It's basically after you wash and condition your hair, you get out of the shower and you lightly towel blot your hair, spray 25 spray in, comb through it with this. And again, the hair could be as long as it is on this mannequin, which is pretty long. You can see, it goes like, it's like a ponytail, or it could be, half of this. You need to have some sort of length, obviously, on top. It could also be on the like short-ish side, maybe like 3-4 inches long, as long as you have enough room to actually wrap the hair around, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So the next thing you're going to need are, these are hair clips right here. You can get them on Amazon. These are little hair clips you can see right here. They're metal hair clips, and just so you can see right there, that's what they look like. Okay, these are old school. You can get them on Amazon for really, really cheap. You're going to need some sort of hair clips, right? You can't do this without securing the hair in. So the next thing we're going to do is, I have one just right here. I'm going to take that out, and we're going to do kind of a section by section type of pattern here. Now, this all depends on you, but you can do this in a variety of ways. Utilizing the anti-static vent brush, you can actually just take a sliver of hair or a section of hair right in the very, very front like this. And you want the section to probably be, I'd say, maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch in width. I'll just turn this head this way. You can see how wide that is. Nothing too crazy, but it's also, not super, like a huge section of hair, right? And the more narrow or smaller the section is, the tighter the wave or the curl is going to be. So once again, you're going to make sure that this section is fairly wet or damp. And then what you're going to do is you're going to actually take your 2 fingers like this, and you're going to wrap the hair around very loosely like this around your finger. You're going to then take the finger out and wrap this all the way down to the scalp, just like that. Then you're going to secure this right there on the base. Okay, here's a side view. We're basically creating what we call a pin curl. Okay, a pin curl is probably the best and most old school method of creating any sort of wave or curl or movement into the hair, and it's something that works wonders. Now, this is going to require patience. It's going to require, obviously a little bit of skill here to make sure that you're getting it done properly, but you're combing and curling. So another section right here, I'm going to take the hair up, and somebody may say, well, what's the difference between using, one finger? The thing is the reason I'm using 2 fingers like this is just because you can wrap the hair, and it's not going to be, if you use 1 finger, it's going to be so tight. So if you want like extremely tight curls, then yeah, you can do that. But for more of a wave, I would suggest kind of a 2-finger width. You're going to wrap it around. You're going to hold on to that little end there. Once you have that secured, you're then going to, basically you're creating like a circle, as you can see right in through here. Then you're going to clip this in the circle right there on the scalp like that. And you're creating, again, a pin curl type of technique and pattern. So your next section, you're going to just follow this pattern until you've done it on basically the entire head, okay? And then once you're done doing it on the entire head, then you can actually let this, air dry. You can sleep with your hair like this, and when you're going to wake up, you're going to take all these pin curl clips out and these pin curls, and what you're going to be left with is a nice wave pattern, a nice light curl pattern to your hair. And it's going to be something that I think you may like as an option to not utilizing heat. I know some of you are just, again, so anti-heat. Instead of, for doing something like this, if you were to use heat, you could obviously get maybe a perm or something, which is more of a chemical process, which is a more in-depth, chemical alteration to the hair. But this is something that really is more designed to be almost like an instant type of solution with having some patience. So, I know, once again, the whole point is being anti-heat. But if you want this to kind of set a bit quicker, then you may need to utilize, a blow dryer or some sort of a diffuser or something like that to get this to speed up quicker. Okay? Again, you want to have some patience. You don't mind letting this sit overnight. If you do sleep with your hair like this, then, what could happen is you may have some like bedhead, on some of the sections here. All right, to be perfectly honest, it all really depends on you. The next thing is with the sides. So we're going to comb the sides, make sure there's no knots in this. Once again, there's no knots. And the section really ideally depends on you, the thickness of it. So there we go. We're taking about a 1/2 inch section. And what I'm doing is I'm combing upwards like this. And you want to make sure that you're combing upwards because you want to get this what we call on base. So you want to get this on base, and you can see here this way that it's more secure and it's a bit of a more natural type of pattern here, okay? Next thing you know, I'm just using my pinky right there. And again, if you just want a very free-flowing, you don't want to look so perfect, then, you can easily just do a couple like this. Wrap it around your finger. Again, you're going to keep it fairly loose when you're wrapping it around your finger. And then you're going to go in like this and secure it in. This is all really personal preference. The more sections you take, the more curly, the more wavy it's going to be. You can use bigger clips if you want. Again, this is all dependent on you. And, it's just a matter of getting used to doing this. It's all really about the technique. Okay, then we're securing that right there. So we've created, a nice pattern here of, now you may be thinking to yourself, there's no way on earth, Salon Guy, that I'm doing this. This is just ridiculous. Well, guess what? You're the one who doesn't want to use heat, and you're the one who wants to skip out on this, and there's not really many other options. So literally what you're doing is you're doing the entire scope of the head. You do the back of the head, you would do all these sections. What I like to do is, you see I made a ponytail here, because what that does is it really helps separate the front, the back, the sides, so you're not kind of like lost while you're doing this. And the key thing to all of this is making sure, you could even use, here's another quick tip here, you can even use the bobby pin, or the pin curl, not bobby pin, the pin curl clip right here. You can use this to actually create your section. Just like that, you've got a perfectly neat section. The thing about the perfectly neat sections, once again, is it really depends on, how perfect do you want this, right? I'm rolling this down. You could also alter the way you position these pin curls, right? You can have them going back a little bit more. It all really, really, really depends, right? If you do a more like kind of uneven section like this, you want to make sure you're in kind of the ballpark vicinity of the section. You don't want to take like a crazy, zigzag section or have it like really uneven. You want to get fairly close as possible that you can when creating this pin curl right here. So once again, wrap it around your finger, take that little piece right here, and we're going to grip it, and then we're going to come over the top, pinch these two, that section right there. I have a secure, you can see a secure hold on it. We're going to go right in that hole right there on the base, and there we go. We've created the pin curls. Again, this may take you maybe 30 minutes. This may take you, I don't know, this could take, an hour to do this. It could take you 10 minutes. It all really depends on you, okay? As somebody who really is trying to, style this. So let's back out a little bit here. And once you take this out, okay, once you take this out, the hair does not have to be, even if the hair comes down to about right here in the front, or even longer, it only makes sense if you want to make waves or curls in your hair. Again, I'm trying to offer you all a solution to not having to use heat. You are going to have to make some sacrifices. It's like trying to become tan without going into the sun or into a tanning booth. Like, you know what I mean? You have to spend some time somehow doing it. Same thing with this. You can go to sleep with this, right? It's just when you wake up, this may be a little bit flat. Regardless, you're going to have some waves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these out, and I want to show you, honestly, they're still kind of damp, but when you take this out, okay, watch what's going to happen. You can see as I remove this, look what's happening. We're getting a wave. Look, there's a wave right there. So, this is something that really does work. Let's bring this piece down right here. You probably will get some hair that does come out, with the pin curl. It's very normal. Even as a professional, it happens where the hair gets stuck in it. Okay, so let's go in the back over here and let's take this out. So I'm going to take all of this out. There's that wave right there. You can actually see it. I'm going to remove that right there. And we've got all of them out. Now, the next thing is let's go on this side right here. We can start at the bottom. Starting at the bottom is probably much, much easier. And look at that wave already, okay? Take that out. There it is. And this side. And this is perfectly 100% straight hair. We're going to go on this side. This was the one that was freshly done, so it's probably not going to have as much wave. But look in a matter of like this being dry for maybe, this is sitting here for like 5 minutes, maybe. And you can see there's some waves. Now, here's what you want to do when you take all of these out. You need to be careful. You do not want to just brush your hair through. What you may want to do, or what I suggest, is bring your hair back, right? Or bring it down like so. Hold on, let's do this here. So if you flip your hair upside down and then give it a flip back, like literally going like this, and bring it back, and then shake your hair like that, look what's happened. We've created nice, beautiful waves in the hair in a matter of minutes. Okay, there's the hair, as you can see. And this is going to air dry, right? You can flip it over to the side this way. You can, go right down the middle if you want. But you could see we went from perfectly straight hair with no bounce, no shape to it, to all of a sudden now having some light wave to it, right? You can then scrunch it if you want. You can spray in tidal wave. But, this is definitely a better option than it being fully straight, right? You wanted some movement, you wanted some texture, and now someone seeing this would probably say like, oh wow, you've got naturally curly or naturally wavy hair. That's pretty amazing. How do you get it like that? And then you say, oh, it's just a couple of techniques and some tricks that I've learned, online on YouTube. The Salon Guy or something. You could even say that. So again, I probably have mixed opinions. This works it's a unisex technique. Anyone can use this. If you are so anti-heat, this is probably one of the best solutions without having to put like, any sort of weird product or device in your hair or any sort of sock or something or, headband. But, this is definitely an option. You can try putting your hair in like a ponytail or a man bun in certain areas and sleep on that. It's going to create some texture as well. That could be an option. Anything that's creating movement is going to alter your hair from being fully straight, all right? If you want to purchase any of my products, you can use code YouTube20. That's YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.